teacher, have you ever met a student who says, I am not good at studying, teacher. I don't understand the syllabus at all. Maybe I'm not intelligent and smart enough for school. Personally, I have received those words before. And truth to be told, whenever I hear those words, my heart aches. Because what they really mean is, I haven't found my voice yet. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zulfa Nazifah Binti Azhar. I am representing Kolej Vokasional Kuala Berang. Today, I stand all before you to share a message that is very close to my heart through my speech entitled When Skills Find Their Voice. Education is not only about books and exams, but rather it is about giving every single young person a voice. And sometimes those voices, they are not in the form of words. Sometimes the voice comes in the forms of hands. When a student designs a circuit, or when the student bakes a perfect matcha tiramisu cake, their skills speak. And what do they speak of? They speak of, I am capable, I am creative, and I matter. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I mean by when skills find their voice. It is the moment when self-doubt turns into self-worth. And TVET proves that skills are not second-class knowledge, but rather TVET, or skills, is the very language of progress, the language of a Madani nation. Therefore, this brings me to my very first point. Skills is a form of empowerment. It is the voice of empowerment. In many of our classrooms, many of our students, we meet many students who feel left behind, inadequate, not smart enough due to academic race. Some students, they struggle with long essays. Some struggle with complex equations. But when they step into a workshop, a kitchen, a studio, suddenly, magically, their hands begin to speak. I still recall one student of mine who was very quiet, very reserved, loved to keep it to himself. He struggled a lot with English assignments. Yet, when I saw him pick up a set of toolbox, I realized that he could repair a broken motorbike within half an hour. Amazing! And that day, I witnessed his face lit up because finally, for the first time, he realized that he was not less intelligent. And I come to understand that he was simply intelligent in a different language. Yes, in the language of skills. This is exactly what TVET does. It empowers students who may have lost faith in themselves. It reminds them that education is not about who can memorize the timetables the fastest, not about who can answer teachers' questions the quickest, but rather education is about who can contribute meaningfully to their society. And when skills empower, they give students a voice. What kind of voice? A voice that says, I can do it too. I will do it too. And I belong to the society too. However, empowerment is only the beginning. We need to understand that recognition is the second voice. Skills need to be recognized. Society, particularly our society, has long carried the perception that vocational education is the second choice. A path taken only when academic routes are all closed. But if you look closely to our world today, it is clear. TVET graduates are not second choice. They are our first responders. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have one genuine question that I am going to ask you. when the electricity fails, who do you call to your rescue? Is it the PhD holder? Or is it the doctor who lives down the street? I think the answer is obvious. Obviously, you will call a skilled technician. When you go and eat at a restaurant, who cooks the food? Skilled chef. So, when you ride in a car, when you turn on the AC, behind every comfort of modern life, there is a touch of TVET trained worker. Therefore, I stand here all before you, standing rooted to my ground, trying to say that this kind of mindset must change. Back in July 2025, our beloved Prime Minister, Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim, he had highlighted that 95.6% of TVET graduates were able to secure employment within 6 months of graduation, and they earn above the minimum wage of 1,700 ringgit Malaysia. This just proves that skills deserve recognition because they are everywhere. It could be that the clothes that I am wearing today, the baju that I am donning, it could be sewed by one of the TVET graduates. Therefore, the TVET graduates, the TVET workers, they are silently building the nation we live in. This brings me to my third point. Skills is the voice of Malaysia. We are currently living in the age of the fourth industrial revolution, where automation, AI, artificial intelligence, and green technology are emerging and reshaping our industries. So, the question that we need to ask to ourselves is, who will drive this particular change? It is not going to be the doctors, the professional workers, but instead, it is going to be skilled workers. So, the welders, they will build sustainable infrastructure. The innovators, they will combine technical expertise with creative problem solving. The coders, they will develop multiple, various digital solutions. If Malaysia is to compete globally, if Malaysia is to stand tall as a Madani nation, then our voice in the world will not be written only by scholars in books. It will not be based on books merely. Our nation will be built by skilled hands, by vocational graduates who will then transform the knowledge and transform it into a progressive Malaysia instead. And I believe with Malaysia's TVET policy 2030, we are achieving it slowly and bit by bit. In this way, when skills find their voice, they do not simply whisper. They will definitely roar with dignity. So, ladies and gentlemen, we began with a story who thought that he was not smart enough. And currently, I am ending with my speech as we realize that every skill, every talent, and every hand that learns is a voice in the choir of progress. When skills find their voice, students find confidence. And when skills find their voice, society finds respect. And finally, when skills find their voice, nations find their future. So let us never underestimate the power of a skill. For in every classroom, in every studio, in every young person who dares to learn, there lies a voice waiting to be heard. And when that voice finally speaks, whether through a machine, a drawing, or even through a slice of matcha tiramisu cake, it will tell a story of perseverance, creativity, and hope. Believe me, their voices will be loud and clear, saying, I am capable, I am valuable, I am the future of Malaysia. So this, my friends, is the true power of education. We as teachers, we must push them, help them, encourage them, so that at the end of the day, they can find their voice. Thank you.